What's up, guys? Brian back to talk about a Walking Dead discussion. Do you prefer Sophia or Enid? Those who know the comics about Sophia, those who know the show know Enid, where they're at right now. But, the comic versus the show is a little different. We're going to talk about these characters, Season 7, and just a little different discussion here about it. So spoilers ahead if you don't know some of this information about the comic and the show and the show and the comic. But again, spoilers are coming. The images used in this video are property of AMC or Image Comics. We do not claim ownership of the images used in this video. We're using them under the Fair Use Copyright Act with our commentary, criticism, and news reporting. Here's Caitlin Nacone and Madison Lintz, also known as Enid and Sophia. Look how old Sophia is now. Sophia was a little girl in the show. Calm down, guys. Both these girls are 17 years old. Calm down. Basically, Enid and Sophia are kind of the same character in the comic book world. Let's start with Sophia and Carol. But Sophia was a quiet little girl. I think she has like 2 lines or 3 lines in the entire show. She doesn't really talk much. She doesn't make it out of season 2. She's a walker. She's a shame. She, doesn't make it. Her comic book life is not the same. She's still alive in the comics today. She's a different character. She's with, Glenn and Maggie until Glenn's death. But the last time we saw Sophia, she was a walker on the show. On the comics, she's still alive. There's Sophia. She comes out of the barn. That was kind of a low point of the series. Season 2 was like, Sophia, what do? We got to find this. Send people out. Go find her, blah, blah, blah. She was in the barn the whole time. She's dead. Boom. Rick takes a shot, and she dies. So Sophia was gone, but changed kind of that character in the whole dynamic of the show because Carol dies in the comic. Sophia ends up with Glenn and Maggie, and then Glenn dies. She ends up with Maggie. But that's Madison Lintz right now. She's a 17-year-old model, actress, whatever she's doing. She's been at a couple of different conventions, but she's not around anymore, too. In the comics, that is Sophia. They love the little freckle things on their face for her and Andrea in the comics. But Sophia, still alive in the comic, not alive in person. Madison Lintz. Very beautiful 17-year-old girl. Hopefully she finds good acting later on in the different parts for that too, because they do. But then we get Enid, because Sophia dies on the show in Season 2. Enid comes around in Season 5 to basically take the place of Sophia. Like kind of a surrogate Sophia because she's dead. They kind of changed the dynamic of that too. Enid's on there. She has that dynamic with Carl and whatever. And so, because in the comics, Sophia and Carl kind of, are a little boyfriend and girlfriend, kind of a cute little couple thing there too. But Enid's kind of this weird character going forward. We don't really know all about Enid. Now, Season 6 came around, and with the whole spy theory, it's been on different channels and everything like that too. I'm going to go with she's not a spy because she's just, a kid on the show. And they show her backstory that she had parents. She had this. She wasn't like Negan's kid or anything that some people had some crazy ideas. She had parents. They didn't make it out. JSS. She eats the turtle. Just survives somehow. She kind of is all about being with Maggie and doing that. She doesn't want to be with the group. She doesn't want to be there because people die. She goes away. She comes back. Glenn keeps her around. It's kind of a whole big thing. She wants to leave. She loves this. She leaves it. She goes outside the wall. She comes back. She's not trying to get insider information. She doesn't try to get in meetings or see what Rick's doing and what's that and report someone, then goes away for a long period of time and comes back. She leaves. She left. She was going to shoot Glenn in the face. Whatever. She couldn't do it. Glenn talked her back to coming back, and she comes back to the group. She has a little crush, and she's with Carl or something, whoever you want to think of. But she kind of has a connection with Maggie. People thought of, she's a spy because when she had to cut Maggie's hair, then Maggie gets sick. Then she's like, she planted that. She did something like that. She's getting information for the Saviors. There's no proof of that. So I don't think that was any proof of that behind there. It maybe comes about, but I want to say that Enid is just a teenage girl that is taking the place of Sophia. Because in the comics, Sophia is basically adopted by Maggie and Glenn. So that's kind of what Sophia was. That right there when you see Glenn and Enid talking. So, Enid was going to help. She wanted to go with them. She wanted to protect Maggie. She wanted to get to the hilltop and be with them. And what is she going to do without Carl? She's stuck in the closet, whatever. But Carl protects her. Doesn't end her in the thing, because in the comic too, Sophia is in the lineup with Maggie in there as well. But they changed that. Enid's in the closet till October 23rd. But in the trailer, she's there Where do you think she's going? Do you think she's running away? Do you think she's going to the hilltop? What do you think? I think she's going to the hilltop. A lot of the predictions, the early things say that she's going to the hilltop. She has a connection with Maggie. She wants to go there, be with Maggie. I don't think she's a spy. I don't think they're, but we'll have to wait and see in season 7. But I'm going with she's not. Now, let's talk about Sophia, because that's basically who Enid is. Comic book Sophia, female, blonde hair. She's 8 years old in issue 2. It was the first appearance of her. She's 12 years old in issue 131, so she's some teenager on there too. And she was, a student in the pre-apocalypse, of course. She's a cute little girl, just like that. I thought the casting was pretty good. I thought Madison Lintz as a young girl looked pretty good. She looked like that when she had the teddy bear or the doll or whatever, or the doll that she got. Here's a look at Sophia and Maggie in the comics. Maggie's got the short hair now. Sophia, a little different like that too. But the family, Carol in the comic, Carol is dead. Maggie Green, adopted mother. Glenn, death, there. Herschel Green is the baby that Maggie has. Carl Grimes, ex-boyfriend, aunt, whatever. First appearance from issue 2 to alive today. She's still alive and present in there too. So they kind of changed that up by killing her with the whole storyline. They had to bring her in. So Enid is, faux Sophia for the show. As you can see, Sophia and Carl with a little comic book, connection there, and Carl's not liking girls at the time when they're little. But, it's a cute little relationship that they had. Then you see Glenn and Maggie and Sophia in Alexandria. But, they were the pseudo-parents because Carol doesn't make it out. So Carol outlived Sophia. They changed a couple things for the show, which is kind of cool, a little different on their show. But I would actually prefer Sophia with it as well myself. I would prefer Sophia to come along to see the depth of that character change, her connection with Carl, to go through with that, but they changed it for the show. I'm not even going to get in the whole Lydia thing and Carl. For those who know about the comic there too, Lydia and Carl are a connection there too with the Whisperers. Lydia is still Carl's girlfriend to the day in the comic, and they have a little connection, we'll just say that in one point of it too, making Carl a man. So now hopefully that we'll see what happens when Lydia will come around, if she does on the show as well. Here's just a good Instagram picture of Madison Lintz, Caitlin Nacone, Kyla Kennedy, and Chandler Riggs. Kyla Kennedy's actually in an ABC show starting this September. I think it's called Speechless or something like that. There is Caitlin Nacone and Madison Lintz too. I've seen Madison Lintz in person at one of the conventions, and also Enid, Caitlin Nacone, and they're just cute little 17-year-old girls. There's Caitlin Nacone out of Walker Stalker, Bisquick on there too. I believe that's a Glenn face on there as well on the picture of the strawberry Bisquick. But thanks guys for watching. You guys are awesome. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Subscribe to keep these videos coming. What do you think? Sophia, Enid, neither? Do you want neither character to be around? What do you prefer? Let us know, guys. Thank you for watching. You guys are awesome.